Hey guys, it's me Amari, and today I'm gonna talk about whether D'Angelo Russell should be traded based off the Nick Young incident about him and his fiance Iggy Azalea and what happened in the hotel room. I have my brother and my father with me, Justin and Ya, and we're just gonna talk about whether D'Angelo should be traded or not. Now, I feel that he should be traded because it's all about trust and whether you should trust your teammates or not in the locker room, or whether they're going to do something or they're planning to do something to you or that will hurt you. And I feel that since the reports say that they're shunning him in the locker room and isolating him and not talking to him, I feel like that's what they want, that likely he should be traded because, like I said before, it's about being able to trust your teammates and not be looking behind your shoulder to see if, D'Angelo's recording someone else. And I don't think what he did was right. So, Justin or yeah, how do you, any thoughts?
I feel like I feel like D'Angelo Russell has been not doing enough. Like he's not making any waves. I guess as far when Damian Lillard was a rookie, he was you heard about how he was playing, and people were talking about him. But D'Angelo Russell, you don't hear anything about him other than incidents like this. And then with this, like you said, you gotta be able to have trust, and this just adds you know commotion, I guess, in the locker room because you don't know if he's really a part of your team in a sense. He might be signed, but he might not be with you guys fully committed, kind of. I just feel like even before this, he should have been traded because he's not doing enough to be that number one pick in the draft. Well, not number one. I'm not sure what pick he was,
Well,
but in that first round.
they can't do much with the team that they have. I mean,
Yeah,
I
but I'm just saying, while he still had some hype around him, they could have gotten rid of him and gotten a better player. He might develop, but
well, the Lakers are rebuilding, so I mean, even if they did trade him, they'd still get someone else to be in that rebuilding process. It wouldn't have changed their. It might have changed their record a little bit, losses or wins, but it wouldn't have changed the Lakers much. It wouldn't have done much.
Well, if Derek Fisher was still around, I felt that they could have traded a player for a coach. They could have traded D'Angelo Russell to the Knicks and sent Derek Fisher back home to the Lakers. Because obviously that was a disaster. But speaking on D'Angelo Russell, I haven't seen his impact in the league. A couple highlights here and there. Granted, I don't watch a lot of Laker games because they're just not that interesting, and I can't watch Kobe in the state that he's in now. But there's a reason I don't watch him. They're not very interesting. I think Jordan Clarkson is better. Swaggy P gets hot and can make some shots every now and then, but Iggy Azalea is not on the court with them, so I don't want to watch them because of him. So I would say it's a no-brainer that he gets traded. It's just a matter of to who and for whom. Obviously, he's a number one pick, first round pick, excuse me. So you have to get value for him. I'd still like to see him come to the Knicks. They are so desperate for a point guard right now. Ship him off to New York, and if he plays great, people will forget all about it. That's just the way people are. As much as he's feeling the wrath of social media and the commentators and whatever, if he puts up 20 points a game, nobody will care. So that's the bottom line. But definitely, yeah, he should be traded.
Do you guys feel that he was right for what he did? I honestly, I mean, it's a no-brainer that he was wrong, but do you guys think there was any excuse for what he did?
Well, me, the dad, this Yaya here, I'm 40 years old. I'm from another generation, from these two guys here, obviously. I grew up at a time when there were no cell phones in circulation, and the ones that were, only super rich people had them, right? I'm from a generation that we grew up without computers in the homes. Okay. So with that being said, I think a lot of new age stuff is really retarded, but that's just my opinion. You know, a lot of things people do on Facebook and social media is retarded, and to me, this is just a part of that culture, a part of that internet, social media culture, because it's become an entity unto itself, and this is part of the culture. I mean, I think it's some bitch shit to do. You don't do that to your friends. Even if he wasn't Swaggy P's boy, even if they were just sharing a room for that night, you still don't do it. So that's a major violation. But then again, you know, people do that. They violate. There's a lot of people out there listening to this. A lot of adults, especially, I've seen this happen with their boys going behind their back and saying something to their girl that they shouldn't have said, you know, for whatever reason. So he's definitely wrong. This is my opinion. What do you think, Justin?
Well, I feel like it's more of a kind of respect kind of thing, because I feel like if you would have established like enough respect, not even like, I feel like you just shouldn't do that, but like I feel like respect plays me, because if you respect Swaggy P and, you know, if you're Dangello Russell and you respect him, you would never do that. Like, that's like a big no-no kind of for respect. It's almost like spitting in somebody's face because you're going behind their back. And, you know, people will say, oh, who leaked the video is the real, you know, person. But even if, you know, you shouldn't record your friend talking about that. That's just...
You guys remember the other day when you guys were playing on the court in the full court game, and there was a girl there photographing everybody?
Yeah.
And she actually took pictures of me. I was sitting with the dog on the sideline. And the one thing about society now, as opposed to when I was younger and the generations before that, you used to ask people's permission to take a photograph. That was just common courtesy. Now people don't even do that. You can be walking down the street and people will just be filming, and they don't ask you, you know, hey, can we film you, or hey, can we take your picture? You'll just get photographed. And most people don't care because they're not famous, so it doesn't affect them. But if you do happen to be a celebrity, then, you know, that's definitely out of control. So, I mean, we've went from a time where you asked a person's permission to photograph them to a point now where people are just outright filming you, and they have a venue to a public forum to put that film on there without your permission. You know, so I think it's terrible. You know, I actually think Swaggy P should sue Dangello Russell. And I agree with the team shunning him. A lot of people don't feel that, they feel that that's childish in itself. A lot of talk show people say, oh, they shouldn't be shunning him. We joked about doing him like Full Metal Jacket, like Gomer Pyle, and tie him down with some bed sheets and give him a sock beating. Some soaps in the sock. Give him a beating. You know, hey, and then trade him. But he should get the beating first.
Anything else you guys want to say?
I feel like how people are talking about what the Lakers are doing is childish, but it's kind of like, you know, what if let's just say some of the players are taking performance-enhancing drugs, you know, such as steroids, and then, you know, Dangello Russell tells, like, one of the directors in the league, you know, like, how far can this go where you can't trust him, kind of thing.
Well, either way, this is great publicity for the Lakers. It has people paying attention to them when nobody should. So it's great for them. It actually follows one of the laws of power to generate and create interest at all costs. And how they say, all publicity is good publicity. So it's great for the Lakers.
All right. I think I said everything I needed to say about D'Angelo. Other than that, what he did was very disrespectful, and he should have more respect for a player who's been in the league for about probably 5, 10 years maybe, and who hasn't been like consistent, but he can still score for the team and do something for your team. And I feel that if you don't have respect for a guy who's not a big part of a team, how can you not have respect for another major player like Kobe or Melo or LeBron or someone like that? If he goes to another team, like you said, who knows what he'll do there? It's like right now, any team who takes him in the off season, or if they trade him, might be taking a gamble for trust issues.
I feel like Swaggy P does impact more than D'Angelo Russell, because even though he was on Shaq in the Fool, he's still, helping the Lakers.
No, I'm not saying he doesn't make an impact. I was saying, like, he doesn't impact consistently.
And I felt what you said was kind of, odd, because, D'Angelo Russell not respecting, a smaller player, it means he wouldn't respect a bigger player. I kind of feel like that's a bit wrong, because let's say I'm talking to one of my friends, right? And I might not respect them as much as I respect an NBA player. That's kind of
But I'm saying, that Kobe already, earned his respect. I think D'Angelo Russell should just have respect for Kobe just because he's, one of the greatest players of all time. Whether Kobe's not a bad person, but not a good person to be around off the court. But I'm saying
Well, I don't know why y'all brought up Kobe, because Kobe was guilty of this same thing in just another version of it. He didn't film Shaq talking, but when he got in trouble for the rape allegations, which he was found not guilty of and thrown out of court, whatever it was. But anyway, he snitched on Shaq and talked about all the women that Shaq was dealing with. He said Shaq was doing it, just like a little kid. So Kobe himself is just a snitch. And he's the wrong person to bring up with this. Bottom line, it doesn't matter if you guys are high school teammates, junior high school, AAU. It doesn't matter what it is. You can be 7th graders, 5th graders. It's wrong. For someone, just think about someone recording you in the first place while you're supposed to just be kicking back and talking, and they're filming you. That's just a little weird in itself. You know what I mean? So, who knows? Maybe it's one big publicity stunt by the Lakers. It's been done before. There's nothing else to talk. There's no other reason to talk about them.
All right.